It's time for the type of energy only Darren McCarty and Neil Rule can give. It's time for Big D Energy, live on Woodward Sports. Join four-time Stanley Cup champion and legendary badass Darren McCarty and the golden voice of Neil Rule, Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m., as they give their takes on all things Detroit sports. The number one midday show in Detroit is on. Welcome to Big D Energy.
Yo, what's going on? Oh, you got the video playing, right? No? All right. We're going to hear from Dan Campbell? We're going to go... Wait. All right. Okay, hold on. Here's Dan Campbell, everybody.
I don't think it matters where we play at. Doesn't matter about the conditions. We knew that coming in here. We want to know if we validated anything. Are we going to validate being able to play in the weather? It doesn't matter, man. That's just the way you're built. It's the way you're built. That's an outstanding win, man. That's 2 division wins. I am unbelievably proud of you guys. That's the way to come in and just ball. That's the way to ball, all right? I got 2 game balls. Number 1, all right, on defense, 4 tackles, 1 huge pick 6. Kirby Joseph.
Hey, man, you know it's super, man. But I just want to say, man, I appreciate all y'all, man. Could not do this without my team and the coach, man. I just want to say I appreciate y'all and I love y'all, man.
Next one here. All right, on offense, just close the game out. 17 carries, 73 yards, 3 catches, 23 yards. And we talked about at the end, got the first down. We nailed this thing down. David Montgomery.
I wouldn't want to do it with another group of guys, man. I'm grateful and I'm blessed to be here, man. Let's do this thing. Let's go all the way. Yes, sir.
Win, man. Break it out.
Get inside, man. Like I said the other day, man, as long as we going, man. Family on 3, family on me. 1, 2, 3. Family.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to another Victory Monday. Here on the Woodward Sports Network, Big D Energy, Neil Rule, Sean Belizean in for D-Mac. We have young Justin in the sound booth.
Yes, sir.
KG is sick?
Yes.
I'm sick of his ish. All right, Justin, you're in. All right, Spenny's here. Hello. Lions get the win, and the first message I see in the Woodward Sports chat thread, subscribe to the Woodward Sports YouTube channel, jump in there and get your thoughts out there. Cheese at 851. Neil's going to be insufferable today, and I'm here for it. I'm not going to be insufferable.
About what?
Sean, this is business as usual, and I want to hit you with a number. In the last 38 games, the Detroit Lions are 29-9.
Is that any good? Is that any good? In the National Football League? Is that any good?
It's okay.
Can I tell you, this is really, I saved this, because we all have conversations before the show starts, and I saved this for all of you guys. And this is what makes me very, very happy, because the shoe was on the other foot for so very long. Somebody tagged me in something on social media, and so I was perusing some of the comments, and a Packer fan jumped in. And he said, listen, I'm not joking. This is the truth. I'm not sweating these guys. Did you look at the numbers? We dominated them across the board. And I absolutely, positively, in that moment, I went from, I'm about to jump all over this guy, to just going like this, just pulling my hands away, and just going, yeah. You go ahead, you marinate in your own shit. You marinate in your own shit, because I did it for so many years. You didn't watch the same game that I saw. How many times did we see fill-in-the-blank Lion quarterback load up just tons of yardage when they were down 2 or 3 scores in the 3rd or 4th quarter? In fact, a certain quarterback around here kind of got a nickname because of it, okay? I think you know what I'm talking about. You didn't watch the same game that the rest of humanity watched. The Lions went into Lambeau, kicked your dog, and ate all of your cheese. That's what happened in that game. You know it, I know it. So look at the numbers, say how you dominated in total yardage, and you dominated this and you dominated that. Neil, I'm with you. This is a team that makes business trips now. That's what they do. That business trips. They went there, took care of business, and went home. It's beautiful. Let other people talk that crap. Absolutely. If it makes you feel better, pumpkin, you go right ahead and you talk that way. We know what happened. We watched that game. Neil, again, at no point in time in that game, like honestly, was I going, ooh. Even the Packers' long first drive, okay? Give them props. They methodically went down the field. They got the. At no point in time was I going, ooh, I don't know.
No, because once
it could go either way.
And I was out at Hayes Social for the watch party, and I looked over at Spenny and told him this. The second it ended in a field goal, that's it.
Yep.
That you lose. Like, that's it.
He's gonna miss.
And then on the other side, the Lions go for it on 4th and goal, get the touchdown. You never look back.
Nope.
Because that's the way this game works. And for everybody, and I was giving my good buddy Stick there a lot of grief at the watch party out at Hayes Social, where because he started when they were going for it on 4th and goal, like he started moving around and standing there and getting nervous and all that kind of stuff because it's what he does, which is fine, but it's what the Lions do. They made it work. They got the job done, and it was 7-3, and the game was over. Looking back on it, Sean, the game was over at that moment. It was over. They dictated the terms. They always dictate the terms. And the yardage people, those people are funny too, Sean, because I had a couple of them reach out to me on social media. Yardage guy. Well, when we sit out possessions because the defense scores, we don't get to get the ball and go down the field. We score defensively, so we lose a possession, and you get an extra one. Like, do the math. People were struggling with math yesterday.
You are talking to the wrong fan base. If you are the guy that wants it, you are talking to the wrong fan base. I watched John Joseph Harrington do it for years. I watched Matthew Stafford do it for years. We're down 2 scores. We have to go like this and throw the ball all over the place. And Neil, to your point, defensive scores as well. Hey, if it makes you feel better, congratulations. You did it. I'm so proud of you. How does that taste this morning? I like this. I like this a lot. I want this to stick around. And you know what? Stick brought up something. And I'm serious when I say this, okay? Now, if you want to be, this is the National Football League guy, you could, because my first inclination when Stick said this to me was, it's the National Football League, so you're going to mix in 1 or 2, right? But Stick literally said when I walked in today, he goes, who do they lose to the rest of the year? Neil, think about it, okay? If you're going to play it's the National Football League, you're going to stumble, you're going to fall on your face. My first inclination was to go, well, if the game against Buffalo was in Buffalo, I might circle that. But as is, maybe Josh Allen goes crazy, okay?
Lions will still be favored going into it,
right,
though.
They will, right? Now, if Chicago, not for any reason, not for based on what I'm seeing, okay? Not for based what I'm seeing.
Strong effort on the road yesterday.
But it's in Chicago, it's in December, blah, blah, all that stuff. If we're going to say that, it's not based on things that we're seeing. It's based on past tense events. And that's the crazy thing about it. Now, look, do I think that they're going to roll to a 16-1 record? I don't, okay? But if we're going to, let's have this conversation the way that Stick brought that up. Okay, so which game do you look at and go, oh, that has L written all over it? I'll wait.
They'll literally be favorite in every game. They're literally a favorite in every game the rest of the way. Like, and I'm not even here to talk about that today. What I'm here to talk about, Sean, with this is it didn't matter. Branch gets ejected. You can say what you want about him getting ejected and all that kind of stuff. It didn't matter. Jameson Williams got suspended for the game. It didn't matter. Aiden Hutchinson got hurt, didn't play. Didn't matter. You can do whatever. This is why they're legit, Sean. And you and I have done shows together for a while now. This is what I've celebrated. They are unbreakable. Unbreakable. And why is that? Because there's too many good players. And why is there too many good players? They were all drafted. They were all drafted by one guy here. He built this and turned this around faster and has set the bar at an impossible level for new GMs. And you're seeing it around the league. Coaches are getting fired already in New Orleans. They just fired their coach today. So you're seeing it everywhere, but the salary cap's not real. Sean, I was told the cap's not real, but look at the Saints. The coach just got fired, but I digress. Who's always $80 million over the cap? The Saints. So anyway, that's not the point of it. The point of it is this, Sean. that this is the most complete football team in the National Football League. And you cannot believe that. That's fine, because you've been conditioned or whatever the reason is. That's fine. But the facts of the matter is they're the most complete football team in the league. Hard stop.
You know, and let's go back to that first drive and going for it, okay? This is why the guys love Dan Campbell. Because those opportunities present themselves, and Dan Campbell believes in those guys. And yeah, guys, go for it. Are you kidding me? They know that he has their trust. Yeah, this is what we do. Let's go get it. And you cannot put a price tag on that. And that's why that room loves him. And gosh, I love your preconditioned line. We're all going through that, whether you guys want to admit it or not. We all are, okay?
No.
We all are in a certain regard. And Neil, to that point, my kid hits me up. He's watching the game out in L.A. with 5 guys. None of them are from Detroit. And he goes, Dad, I know what to do, because the whole time the guys I'm with are all sitting back going, wow, it's got to be so cool being a Lion fan. You guys got the best team. And my kid calls me. He goes, well, like, what am I supposed to say to that? And I go, shake your head and say yes. Shake your head and say yes. I mean, it's other people are recognizing what I think some of us, not all of us, some of us are like afraid to say. It's like, well, do I really talk up this team? Yes, you really talk up this team. What other evidence do you need at this point in time? This is absolutely, positively legitimate, man. Embrace this moment, and the best is yet to come.
We saw it too. Justin and I cut a couple of clips out at Hayes Social. Because, and what was my overriding message yesterday? If you beat the Packers, what?
Division's locked up.
Congratulations.
So, to reiterate that, we put a clip out on social media where I said I'd like to congratulate the Detroit Lions on winning yet another NFC North championship. And the social stratosphere, Twitter, Instagram, oh, I have to unfollow you guys. You're jinxing this. This is jinxed. I had to cut another clip. Justin came to me. He's like, Neil, you have to address these that we're getting responses on. No problem. No problem. Let's go. Let's do it right now. I said, guys, you don't understand math. The Lions are 2.5 games up on the Packers with 9 to go. Will the Lions even lose 3 games the rest of the way? Which is a legitimate question.
It's a legitimate question.
It's a legitimate question. Okay, Sean, say they do. Are the Packers winning them all the rest of the way? What off of that team that you saw yesterday that couldn't catch a pass, that had dumb shit penalties, what off of that performance from the Packers did you walk away saying, well, I hope we never have to see them again? But you're preconditioned to think that. The Lions are a dominant franchise over the Packers. That's a factual statement. We're conditioned to not think that. But I guess the most enlightened of us see things before the rest of us can see them. That's my only explanation to it, Sean.
We saw it last December. Do you remember?
Yes, we've been seeing it.
People were crapping their pants last December, and oh no, this is Jordan Love's relax moment. Remember the whole relax thing with Aaron Rodgers, and then they went on that run, and then they promptly went out and lost a game to the New York Jets on a Monday night, where I think collectively we all took our deep breath. And I'm with you, like honest to God, if you think that Neil using terrible things like logic and reason and math is going to jinx the Lions.
Somebody literally said that. They literally said.
Can I try the common sense approach? Like, listen to what you just said. Logic, reason, fandom, math just jinx the Lions.
Literally, somebody said, I'm unfollowing you because you just jinxed the Lions.
Come on.
There was people calling him a communist because he...
I got called a communist.
Because they don't understand math. Like, it is crazy.
Well, I agree with my comrades, I guess. Let's all go march on the May Day parade or something. I'm with you, comrade.
Woodward Sports chat thread, jump into there, get your thoughts out there. And Tev Shaw said Green Bay Packer fans are like Milli Vanilli, blaming it on the rain. That's their element. We're just a cute little dome team.
You can't come into Lambeau and play with us. We're conditioned. Stop it. It's adorable listening to it. Neil, like I said, it is complete role reversal. I'm watching every week other fan bases do the unbelievably dumb things our fan base did for years. Where people used to like, oh, come on, there's something to build on. How many times, like at the end of the year, the Lions win their last couple games? Oh, yeah, that's something to build on. Yes, because it's linear. Surely it'll carry over into next year. Go ahead, have your fun, talk about your stats. I will relax in the fact that at no point in time during that game did either of us think that your team was going to win. You didn't either, so stop.
No doubt. Absolutely no doubt. All right, let's do this and let's take the break. We'll get into it, get your thoughts out there. It's a Victory Monday again. People asking, too, about the trade deadline. We'll address that when we come back as well. Tell them about Dispo.
Dispo Dispensary, your local cannabis plug. If you want to win free bud for a year, just scan that QR code today, and you can get into Dispo Dispensary. Win free bud for a year. They got the best product. It's the cheapest prices, the best deals, and the most knowledgeable staff about it. Make sure you go to Dispo today. And like I said, you could win free bud for a year. Terms and conditions may apply. And you have to be over 21 years or older to win free bud for a year.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
Can't get enough Lions coverage? Make sure you catch all Woodward sports shows every game day. Wake up with Woodward and Maine, giving you the latest insight into the Lions locker room and press conferences. Then join the Lions pregame show, highlighting key matchups, injuries, and what to watch for during the game. Follow all the ups and downs of the live game action with our Woodward Watch Party live on YouTube and WoodwardSports.com. After the game, check out the instant fan and host reactions with the Lions postgame show. Every game, it's wall-to-wall, kneecap-biting, high-fiving, chest-pumping Lions coverage.
Hell yeah!
Only at Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
Woodward Sports, let's go.
What's up, everybody? Neil Rule here for Woodward Merch. That's right, shop.woodwardsports.com. Get all of your Lions wearables. Get set to go for the football. It's a Super Bowl push, everybody. They have locked up a playoff spot. They have locked up this division. The next step is the #1 seed in the NFC. That one's a little while out yet. But don't worry. Still, you can go to shop.woodwardsports.com. Get all your wearables. All right, keeping it pushing. Victory Monday, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Lions dominate the Green Bay Packers. I was told they didn't, but they in fact did. Another double-digit win for them against the Packers at Lambeau Field. The Vikings did manage to win last night in a game that really neither team deserved to win.
Ugly game.
Was that awful?
Terrible.
Terrible.
How are you going to have that be Sunday Night Football?
You know what?
Sam Darnold, man.
Yeah.
Guys, seriously, I sat home saying, okay, we played the varsity first and then had the JV game afterwards.
Yeah.
For years, we were the JV game at 1 o'clock, whether we want to admit it or not. And then they had that primetime game on, and you're going, okay, this is what the varsity looks like. Last night was the JV. That was terrible. This just in, Sam Darnold is remembering that he's Sam Darnold.
Yep.
He is.
Weird.
You're seeing those moments where, oh yeah, I'm Sam Darnold.
I'll tell you what, the reason Sam Darnold remembers he's Sam Darnold is because he doesn't have Christian Darrisaw in his ear hyping him up. It's like a mid girl at the club who's got her friend in her ear like, oh, you're so hot, you're so bad. That was Christian Darrisaw protecting Sam Darnold, making him feel like an elite quarterback, holding a defensive end at bay and saying, oh, Sam, you're the best quarterback in the league. Now he doesn't have that. Now Sam Darnold's got an ugly bitch next to him who makes him look even worse. So he's back to being Sam Darnold.
But he thinks she is
But
hot.
she thinks she's hot.
And she is. She's a Minneapolis 8.
She's a Minneapolis 8. It's
Listen,
a Detroit 4.
I'm going to say, let them go 4-5 the rest of the way and fraud their way into the playoffs, man.
Oh, I'd love it. Keep the Niners out.
Yeah, keep the Niners out.
Go 4-5 and fraud your way into the playoff, and then that's one less legitimate team that I have to worry about.
No, absolutely. I mean, the Niners got to worry about the Rams. They could win the division now.
Rams should win the division.
Yeah, that would be my pick right now.
I picked
Or the
them.
Cardinals.
Yeah. Cardinals.
What did the Cardinals do yesterday? Anybody?
They
Fuck
played
the
Caleb
Bears.
Williams.
Did they really? How'd that turn out?
I don't know. I didn't really keep up
I
on
hate the
it.
Bears. I hate the Bears. I'm sorry.
Me too.
I know. Listen, I'll say it till I'm blue in the. I hate the Bears. That's the one for me. So when as I was watching that score grow and grow, it was the wood that I already had just kept growing and growing as well. It was just a woody Sunday.
Yeah. Let's go over all the touchdowns Caleb Williams was responsible for yesterday. Oh, that's none. That's right. They got 3 field goals.
And
in
how
a
many games has he
29-9
done that
loss.
in so far this year? Multiple?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
You know,
damn.
that's been it.
But he's better than Jane Daniels, though, right?
I know that's comical. We tried to help Peter Spivak yesterday, and sometimes Sean just got to let people make their own mistakes.
Like the Packers were making mistakes last night. That was embarrassing.
They're not a good team.
Yeah. Can I get some shit off real quick?
Yeah.
I just gotta get something off my chest. Alex Smith. I know you've played a lot more football than I have. You know a lot of football. You're a very good quarterback, very serviceable quarterback. You don't know the Detroit Lions, obviously, because you told me you sat there on your pretty little desk with your nice haircut and your expensive suit, and you told me that the weather conditions would favor the Green Bay Packers. Now, I don't know if it's the trick plays. I don't know if it's the, running backs throwing for touchdowns, running up 40 points a game. You must have forgot that the Detroit Lions team was established in the trenches. We have the best offensive line and the best running back duo in the NFL. If it's a slop bowl in that soup can in Green Bay called Lambeau Field, the Detroit Lions are going to run through your entire team. We were built for games like that. You must have forgot, Alex. It's all right. Just make sure you remember next time.
And look, I'll cut him a pass because he's conditioned too. Mm-hmm. Everybody's conditioned. People in this town, national pundits, all of it. And same with Alex Smith.
Yes.
I said you would be one of the biggest busts of all time.
Yeah.
And you were not.
No.
Props to you.
Had a good career.
You had a very decent career.
Yeah.
Multiple-time Pro Bowler.
Yep.
Good for you. You've been conditioned too, Alex Smith, just like all those other people out there have been conditioned as well, Sean. And it's a battle everyone has to fight on their own, and everybody has to win on their own. I settled that battle a little earlier than most, but that doesn't make me special or anything like that. It's all on your own clock.
Well, and we add as an added bonus something that we talked about here on our pregame show yesterday? You have a quarterback with a horrible groin. A quarterback who the national broadcasters were saying, he can't do much. He's not moving much. Maybe he shouldn't be out there. That is huge advantage Detroit Lions going into that one. The last thing you want to deal with, if you've ever had some kind of groin problem, you say the word and a lot of guys twitch and wince, is taking that extra step and stretching too far. And that's what we saw yesterday. That guy wasn't able to move. It just... So many things played into the Lions' hands yesterday, and they're all things, much like you said, Spenny, and you nailed home, Neil, you're preconditioned. Wait a second. You're not supposed to go to Lambeau Field and do that. The Packers have the market cornered on the elements, right? And I can hear John Facenda's voice right now, frozen tundra, and that's what the Packers are used to. No. This is what the Lions have been able to do. And Neil, that's why I've said this for a year now. It really is. It's the have it your way menu. How do you want us to beat you? What do you want to do today? You want to go up top? We can do that. J-Mo, go. Right?
J-Mo's coming back.
Do you want to have a street fight? Cool. Hey, look at our offensive line. Our offensive line's better than yours. Period. End of story. Hey, yeah, how about a good dose of Montgomery? Oh, you're getting sick of getting pounded? How about we unleash Gibbs on you? This really is an offense where they're asking you every week, how do you want us to exploit you? And gosh damn it, they're doing it every week now.
And oh, by the way, running the ball is not an option for you.
Yeah.
So you know, feel free to try to come back, but running the ball is not an option. So, and then Kirby Joseph does it again. And in the next segment, there are some guys that kind of got overlooked, and I heard catching slander on in the text, in the local airwaves, all of it. And I need to set the record straight. And I pointed it out to Spenny every time. Mm-hmm. So this is on
can't
Mark.
Wait, good.
This is on Mark, and I did that on purpose, Spenny, because I want it on wax.
That is fair.
You know what I'm saying? So
we got more opposing fans in our chat too. There was a bunch this morning. There's even more in there now.
Of course there is. Of course, and that's fine. We welcome.
Everybody
you.
wants to be the king, but not everybody can.
No, there can only be one king.
Have fun playing in the mud in your shitty frozen stadium, Green Bay.
You're just not good enough, Packers. You want me to say it? Fine. You're just not good enough. How many more times do you have to find that out, Packer fan? You're just not good enough. You're not built like this roster. You're not as good as this organization, and people can fight that because you've been conditioned to think otherwise. But the rest of us live over here in reality, and I don't know how much more data you need to know that the Green Bay Packers are an inferior football organization to the Lions. They just are. And you could talk about what happened over a decade ago if you want. That's fine. Those people aren't even there anymore. They're not.
I have respect for franchises like the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Green Bay Packers. And I know that's not cool to say. But I have respect for franchises like the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Green Bay Packers. And I'll tell you why. Because every year they're seemingly in it. And if their down year is gasp 8-8, or in today's era, 7-10 or 8-9, but more often than not, they're in it. But Neil, here it comes. This is a both things can be true situation, okay? The Lions are better than you now. They are. I can respect you, and I do. I respect the Green Bay Packers. The way they've operated business, I can openly tell you I've been jealous of them. I wish I had the kind of long-term success that you had. I haven't. But you know what else I can say? Right now, today, the Lions are a better franchise than you. Cool. That's awesome. And there's for you right there. How's that?
And get ready to be owned for the next 5 to 10 years.
How's that taste? Is it all right?
Art Vandelay. Jordan Love looked like he was trying to handle a live fish yesterday.
Not a lot of people talked about how that was their third string center playing in those games in those bad conditions. A lot of bad snaps to Jordan Love. Jordan Love fumbled one that was right on his chest, but those two in a row, those were two bad snaps by that backup center. And then you got Ali McNeil absolutely working.
He was a demon yesterday.
Absolutely working your rookie offensive lineman.
And it goes both ways. Because, Spenny, I'm not saying you're wrong, but it goes both ways. As I was joking about yesterday, I half expected his groin to just pop up and flop all over the Lambeau Field. There are certain ways you can't bend when you're dealing with something like that. Mm-hmm. So when you compound an already bad snap with a quarterback that legitimately, physically can't move down to get it, you get what you have. And like I said, I have no problem saying it. And I think right now we're an interesting fan base, Neil, because there are some people, as you said, that are preconditioned. And then there's also, this is running rampant, actually. It's suddenly cocky Lion fans. SCL is real. Okay? And we have every right to be cocky.
I'm walking around with my dick out, Sean.
Well, the bottom line is this, Sean.
Every right. You have every right to, Spenny. You do.
Because that's what I keep running up against, and I'm sure that's going on in the chat right now. But here are the facts. They are 29-9 in their last 38 National Football League games. 29-9. They are a good franchise. They are a good football team.
It really isn't. it really isn't suddenly. Like, it isn't. I know it probably seems suddenly to you, but to us, it's not suddenly. But it is a wonderful place to be in right now to sit back and say, definitively the Detroit Lions are the best team in the NFC.
Sean.
There's no way you could argue that. There's no possible way you could argue that. If you want to gaze in your crystal ball, because I know how people are fond of their crystal ball, you want to gaze in your crystal ball and you want to talk about something you think's going to happen. That's wonderful. I love think. The Lions have thinked forever. Okay, what I know today, undeniably, is the Detroit Lions are the best team in the NFC.
I'll take you a step further. Actually, 2 steps further. The Detroit Lions are the best football team on the planet Earth. They're the best football team in the world right now. It's awesome. And they're going to get better. Today or tomorrow, help's coming. It's just beautiful.
And they don't want to see it.
No.
They don't want to see what the help is coming.
Woodward Sports Chat thread. Troy, did we even trade for Smith yet? Troy, calm down.
It'll happen. You know what's awesome?
Down.
It's going to break just in time for the heavyweights, whether it's today or tomorrow, because tomorrow deadline's at 5.
Deadline's at 5.
So it's breaking just in time for the heavyweights.
They're like, hey, I know it's election day. We got to have our trade deadline.
Yep.
When do the heavyweights go on again? Oh, that's 5 o'clock Eastern, Raj. All right, 5 o'clock Eastern, trade deadline.
I don't want to talk about Raj, that son of a bitch. Can we talk about that next? Can we go to break and talk about how the NFL literally tried to make the Lions lose by ejecting arguably the best player on the field?
Yeah, I'll call an audible. I'll push what I want to do to the next segment. We'll talk on that. And I think that, because I don't disagree with it. And I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why when we come back. Was that elite? Woodward Sports Chat thread. Curb just feasts at Lambeau, and I love it. That comes from iHearter. Pre-game show, everybody. Thousands of you tapped in yesterday. Literally thousands of you. It started with Woodward in Maine with Matthew Broder and Terry Foster from 8 to 9 a.m. Then it was a New Holland Brewing Company pregame show with myself and that guy to the left of me right here. Typically, we're live on home game days at Second Best, 42 Watson Street, and it's all brought to you by Sabbath Coffee Roasters and Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey as well. They're great together, by the way, low-key. No, not a lot of people know that. But no, we do. We're breaking down football. We look at the whole National Football League. We revisit a previous matchup. It's a lot of fun, and thousands of you are watching it. And the reason you are is because we do football better than anybody in this town. Better than the flagship, better than any TV station you can think of, better than anyone. Football Sundays, Woodward Sports. That's all you need. Caesar Sportsbook, that's all you need as well. Look, you're seeing your friends doing it. Maybe you want to jump into this and see what it's all about. Scan the QR code on your screen right now. Download the Caesar Sportsbook app, and here's the deal. When you sign up, use promo code Woodward1000. What will that do for you? Well, when you make your first deposit, the very first bet you make, if you lose, it will be credited back to your account as a bonus bet. Yes, so say it's $20, you lose it, you get a $20 bonus bet. Up to $1,000, say it's $1,000, you lose it, $1,000 back as a credit. It's all out there for you at Caesar Sportsbook, the official sportsbook of Woodward Sports.
Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer, is kicking off the game with the best prices on all cars, trucks, and SUVs, like this 2024 Silverado for just $296 a month, or this 2025 Equinox for as low as $371 a month. Our locations in Novi, Highland, New Hudson, Livonia, and Lansing means we have the perfect Chevy right in your backyard. Get the home team advantage every day at Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
A proud partner of the Detroit Lions and an official sponsor of the Woodward Sports Live Watch Party and post-game show. Make sure they got the Lions bottles. Limited time offer, Lions-themed tequila bottles, 1800 tequila, the smoothest tequila in the game. Please drink responsibly.
All right. Victory Monday. FTP.
Can I read a comment real quick?
Yeah, absolutely.
It is from Bipolar Punt in the Woodward Sports chat. He said something I can't find it again, but he said something along the lines of losers chirp when they win. No, bipolar punt. Losers lose.
That's awesome.
Losers lose.
They lose. They commit turnovers. They commit penalties.
Yeah.
That's what they do.
And then they whine.
And then you cry about it. Beat you in your own stadium that we own now.
Dude. That's awful. What's his name?
Bipolar punt.
Dude, come on. That's awful. That's really, really... Sorry to do this. I thought one of our worst loser moments as a Detroit sports town... Neil, you've probably heard me say this before, and young Justin, you'll appreciate this. When the boring New Jersey Devils beat us in the Stanley Cup in 1995. Remember how boring they were?
Boring.
And they set the hockey world back 40 years, and they were boring and terrible. And like Detroit in mass talked about how boring and how bad that was for hockey. And I remember just sitting there going, yeah, man, I'd feel awful at that Stanley Cup parade. That would fucking suck. Right? It's like, no, that's what, bipolar, whatever your name is, that's what losers do. They say really dumb things like that. Winners have parties. Mm-hmm. Winners talk about, like, how great things are right now, and, oh, by the way, there's another level. And that's what winners do. Like, embrace it, enjoy it, it's okay. Like, we're in the safe zone right now, Neil. We are. It's okay. Your widow heart's not going to be broken. Like, this is legitimate. This is real. I don't know what other evidence you need. Try to embrace this moment and enjoy it, man.
Woodward Sports chat thread, Jason Kenyon ejecting Brian Branch was BS. A 15-yard penalty, yeah, maybe. Live full-speed ball. Brian Branch had to break his back to pull up. He was making a play. Bet he never saw the ball sail by him. And then Jim Jackson follows that up. Did you see the other big hits around the league? One flag, which was picked up. Mm-hmm. No other penalties. BS. All right, and here's the deal, because I do want to talk about that. How about then we do this? NFL, let's just save everybody some time next time. Sunday Night Football, when they go out for the coin toss, just have the other team pick one of the Lions that can't play in the game. We'll do it at the kickoff. You get to pick a player that doesn't play. All right? You pick one out.
Penny Sewell excluded.
Even him. Whatever you want
I'm
to do.
with you, Spenny. No.
Whatever you
Anybody
guys
else?
want to do.
Yeah. Jared Goff and Penny Sewell excluded.
You pick a player that can't play. And then we'll still win. That's what this team is unbreakable, guys. This team is unbreakable. And it was weird. The whole thing felt weird. It felt like they talked about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I get it. I got the penalty. I've never been a fan of playing like that because it puts you in a position for that to happen. And Branch did let his emotions get the better of him.
Oh, I love it.
He did.
He called the refs bitches. I was like, dude, yes.
Yeah, that's pretty unreal.
And we can laugh about it and everything, and it's fun and stuff like that. But there is going to be a time where something bad happens to you.
Yep.
And you do have to keep it together.
For sure.
You do. Like you do. Now, it didn't hurt yesterday.
Did not.
Because you can take one of our players off, and we're still going to win.
You can take one of our all-pro safeties off, and we got another one.
That's it.
And they're lucky Ife Melifonwu's hurt, because that's bringing in another guy who could play at a Pro Bowl caliber level.
Sean, it's stupid. It's actually stupid that the Lions could lose a player the caliber of Brian Branch, and they don't miss a beat.
Yeah.
On the road in Lambeau, where it's raining and cold. That's what I was told.
Packer weather.
Yeah.
Whatever will we do? Listen, you guys, here's the thing, and I know it's not the popular opinion today. Did I like it? Nope. Did I get it? Absolutely. And I think if we're all being honest with ourselves, that's probably the way. Were you surprised? I wasn't surprised.
No, I expect, and that's how I know that I'm not conditioned anymore. Yeah. I'm just like, okay, cool.
Yeah, I wasn't surprised. I wasn't angry over it. I mean, it's like, it's almost like Spenny the targeting call, and most Michigan fans said the same thing in that game. Like, okay, I get it, but that's not it. And that's the way I felt. It was like, okay, I get it, but no, and I'm not going to get worked up over things like that anymore, because this team has shown what a backbone it has. that even in a moment like that, you don't want something like that to happen. You don't want that to hurt its team. But this team has constantly rallied around that kind of adversity and been able to play past it. So I didn't like it, but I got it. And I also understood in that moment, not 10 minutes later, not an hour later, not the next morning, that it simply didn't matter in the grand scheme of things because the better team was winning that game and continued to win that game. So I really don't get worked up. I used to get worked up over shit like that.
Yeah, I did too.
I don't do it anymore. It's like, that sucks.
Burn in the chat, $5 super chat, shout out. He says, we can have Roger Goodell announce it over the Titantron like Vince McMahon. Brian Branch can still be in disguise in the stands and run onto the field with a chair. I mean, that would be awesome.
Zebediah Roberts, the guy who every team would pick, is already out. That's Aiden Hutchinson.
That is true.
Like, it doesn't matter.
Your best player isn't even playing, and you're still dominating teams.
And
that's crazy.
And help's coming, by the way.
Yep.
Help is. It's funny. Is there this one win, Sean? And you could still feel the trepidation about the trade deadline and everything. You could still feel it underneath the surface.
Sure.
Spenny doesn't even care right now.
Nope.
He's calm. He knows the hay's in the barn, man. Like, he knows. By 5 o'clock tomorrow, you'll get your results, and the show goes on.
And the show goes on to Houston. And I'm mad at myself for letting us get almost an hour into the show and not mentioning this. Shout out to Aaron Glenn.
Oh,
Aaron Glenn
couldn't even see.
One of the best coaching performances I've seen out of a Detroit Lions coach in my entire life. Didn't have Aiden Hutchinson, Marcus Davenport, John Kaminsky, Josh Pascal, Malcolm Rodriguez, Derek Barnes, Brian Branch gets ejected, and you go out there and you hold the Packers without a touchdown until 4 minutes left in the fourth quarter, and that being on Amik Robertson giving them a new set of downs. And what did he do? He pulled Amik Robertson out of the game. Because Amik Robertson started talking shit earlier in the game, didn't get called. I saw Aaron Glenn on the sideline snap on him. Like, don't fucking do that shit. He said, use your head. Later in the game, Amik Robertson gets a personal foul for taunting, and it gives him a new set of downs that they eventually score. Takes him out of the game. Even though he played a great game, Aaron Glenn takes him out of the game. That was masterful coaching performance. Wilson won in the Woodward Sports Chat. Says, y'all doubted AG. Heavyweights holding the flag of house patience. Defend the Glen.
That's where I'm going with this. There is not a Detroit Lion across the board that is owed an apology by more than Aaron Glenn.
Correct.
I include Jared Goff in that conversation, okay?
Correct.
Everybody was anti-AG 2 years ago. Everybody. There was not a person that I remember when they came stumbling out of the gate in that 2022 season. Oh, man, come on. Some of it's personnel. Come on. I don't remember. Everybody piled on that dude. Everybody owes AG an apology, and this is another one of those guys. This is another Lion old bit that's going to be destroyed very, very soon, Neil. Remember, coaches don't go on with the Lions. They don't go. We're looking at a couple guys that are going to get opportunities in the National Football League. Not just Ben, but AG as well. I'm so glad that you brought that up, Spenny. 100%. I think that guy is owed an apology more than any Detroit Lion over the last, seriously, Neil, 24 months. It's phenomenal. The job he's done and what he's done it with. Hey, guys, this just in, by the way. Do you remember this? They took their defensive backfield from last year and went like this. Right? They did. And look what they're doing. It's insanity.
They have the best secondary in the NFL. The Detroit Lions have the best secondary in the NFL.
Oh, Spenny, that can't be true.
It's insane. It's literally insane. Their numbers, they put up their numbers versus man coverage. Number 1 in completion percentage allowed. Number 1 in yards allowed. Number 1 in takeaways. They have the best secondary in the NFL.
You know what? You know what a stat I heard yesterday that legit floored me? And this is like part of the conditioning side of it all. Do you know that they're the best in the NFL on third down defensively? Sean, all those years, it didn't matter. 3rd and 20, 3rd and 13. Luther Ellis putting his hands up in the Silver Dome and then proceeds to give up a 3rd and 22 every single time. They're the best in the league on third down defensively.
See, that's
the
one
best.
of those. No, I'm glad. That's one of those things the younger generation don't understand what you just said. So we need to hammer that home. We remember plays like that. I remember 3rd and 28 against the Eagles. I remember 3rd and 27 against the Vikings. Those are things that are real and are part of our DNA. And so to hear you say that, you're right. It's kind of like
that was sobering. Tick tick. Woodward Sports Chat thread. Freddie Felt 313. Let the league watch.
Let the league
watch.
watch.
The Packers need to learn, like the Lions learned for the past 30 years.
It's true. And we do got to go to break, but before we do that, Dante151 says, I will admit I was a person who wanted Aaron Glenn fired, and I want to apologize to Mr. Aaron Glenn for my stupidity in thinking he couldn't coach. That's how I stand on business. Easy, I need an apology from you about picking the Packers on Friday, but we'll get into that 5 o'clock.
We don't care that you retracted.
No.
We don't care that you retracted. It's too late.
Let me tell you about Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Stop in, sit back, relax, get an amazing haircut, hot lather neck shave, scalp massage, $20 if you scan that QR code up in the corner. Neil got his haircut today, walked in, saw him in there getting hooked up. Make sure you do the same. Like I said, where are you going to get a $20 haircut? Lady Jane's. Scan that QR code and you can get your coupon today. Open 7 days a week. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in a clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app, online or in club, and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
Can't get enough Lions coverage? Make sure you catch all Woodward sports shows every game day. Wake up with Woodward and Maine, giving you the latest insight into the Lions locker room and press conferences. Then join the Lions pregame show, highlighting key matchups, injuries, and what to watch for during the game. Follow all the ups and downs of the live game action with our Woodward Watch Party live on YouTube and woodwardsports.com. After the game, check out the instant fan and host reactions with the Lions postgame show. Every game, it's wall-to-wall, kneecap-biting, high-fiving, chest-pumping Lions coverage.
Hell yeah!
Only at Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
Woodward Sports, let's go.
Looking to register to volunteer, but you don't know where to start? Start with the Salvation Army's Register to Ring campaign. You can be a bell ringer this holiday season. Whether it's on site, in person, or online, you have options. Go to registertoring.com. It goes until Christmas, excluding Sundays and Thanksgiving. Registertoring.com.
Keeping it pushing, Victory Monday, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neil Rule, Sean Belizian in for D-Mac. We have young Justin in the building, in for KG. We have Spencer Raxter, in for Spencer Raxter.
Hello.
And we have all of you on the Woodward Sports chat thread. And get your thoughts out there, everybody. I mean, just click the like button since you're there. I mean, there's over 1,000 of you in there right now. Imagine if everybody just clicked the like button at once. Wouldn't that be magical? But no, we're talking Lions win over the Packers. I do want to address something, Spenny, and you know where I'm going to go with this.
Yes.
Because I was locked on it. Sean, some of the unheralded Lions in the game yesterday. And I'm going to start right where somebody who I told on the airwaves in and around Detroit was a non-factor yesterday. Tell me you don't know ball if you say that. James Houston was on brand yesterday. James Houston had pressures from the edge. And here's a little dirty secret, Spenny. On Kirby's interception, who turned that play the other direction?
James Houston.
James Houston fell back in coverage, had the recognition, didn't just come in there.
Stop the screen from happening.
Yep. Made it go the other way, and I don't know if you could tell this or not, the play was blown up, and Jordan Love didn't know how to act. And the next thing I knew, Kirby Joseph was running into the end zone. Spenny, he was strong yesterday.
Yeah.
Like, guys got to remember, he's a one-trick dude. Like, he's not a run supporter. He's not Aiden Hutchinson. He's not. But he can get pressure. That's what he does. He's a specialist. He's like a sidearm submarine pitcher in baseball. He's got one thing he can do, and that's it. And any slander that wants to come James Houston way, I've always said that I will sit down and watch tape with you if you want. We'll find a day that works for both of us, and we'll sit down and watch tape on it. James Houston was good yesterday, Sean.
That's again, I think something our generation has a tough time grasping, and I'm glad to hear you say that, Neil. The game of football has changed so much. We grew up in an era where you knew who your front four were. Didn't matter if it was first down, didn't matter if it was second down, didn't matter more often than not if it was third down. Those were the guys that were out there and were going to be bringing it. You got pieces now. Pieces that come in, and like you said, you know, a Bo Brisky, you know, a guy that's going to come in, or your left-handed specialist, or whatever the case may be. And that has been one of the major changes. And again, this is why we talk about how good the Detroit Lions are. Brad Holmes has done a tremendous job, a masterclass in putting a roster together of guys like that. That this may not be his strength, but you know, you put him in a position like that, Neil, that you spoke of, this is a guy that's going to go out there and make plays. It really has been a masterclass.
No, it was. No, it was. He was good yesterday. Woodward Sports chat thread, jump in there to that. Jason says, Houston did that, huh? Damn. Yeah, he did. Well, go watch the play again. Go watch the play. It was tremendous recognition by him, and that's off his script. Like, that's not something that he's typically about. Stephen Baffey, Houston did look much better these past couple games than he has in a long, long time. Chris says Houston made that good tackle on the outside run, stopping it for a touchdown as well. Josh Black, Houston had his ankle snapped in half. It's going to take a while to trust it, get back to normal. Josh, hey, look, and I'm a Houston guy. Like, we're past that now. Like, it is. I don't want to hear about that anymore. He's out there now, so you gotta go do it. Mike G says we had 0 sacks though, homies. Well, I was told it's about pressures.
No. The 0 sacks is unacceptable. And you needed someone to step up and make a play. Ali McNeil tried to get he was almost there a couple times.
And then Ali McNeil was going to be the other one.
Yeah.
He was a little more obvious.
Drew a couple holding calls.
Yeah, he was a little more obvious. He wasn't like unsung.
Yeah.
He was a demon yesterday.
He was everywhere.
You guys, it still comes up. I'm sorry, the National Football League today, it's so simple. Put pressure on their quarterback. Make his life miserable. That's the league. That's the league today.
Helps on the way.
Like, what can our quarterback do to your team, and what can our team do to disrupt the quarterback? And it doesn't always manifest itself in sacks. I'm with you. I feel you. I'd love it if you had that guy come in and roll up with the big sack and everything. That's not the league today. It's put pressure on their quarterback. Disrupt him. Don't let him get in a flow. Make him do the short arm. Make him throw the ill-advised pass that, I don't know, for example, Kirby Joseph could pick off and take to the yard. That's what it's all about.
Woodward Sports chat thread, Steve Wilds, Houston didn't set the edge on the bigger runs by Jacobs. Watch the tape, Neil, before speaking. Steve, listen before speaking. What did I just say about him? He's a one-trick guy. It's about pass rush, and that's it, except for the time he had the recognition on the screen pass. He doesn't contribute much in the run game. Steve, you listen, bro.
That's where you're missing Josh Pascal.
Bingo! You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And obviously, Aiden Hutchinson.
Yeah, Aiden Hutchinson for sure. But Josh Pascal, he'll be back next week. They said they expect him to play next week. So
this fan base, like, they
Pascal is important.
Play in rotation with each other. Pascal and Houston, like, it's.
We lost our 4 best. We've lost our 4 best edge players at defending the run. When you look at Kaminsky, Pascal, Davenport, and Hutchinson. So yeah, those outside runs are going to be there. But that's why you're getting help. And Josh Pascal will be back next week, hopefully. So
there it is, everybody. Steve, then stop getting so hard over him then. Guy's a pass rush specialist, gets pressures.
It was an unsung hero segment. It wasn't like
nobody said he's.
I'll say it right now. James Houston's the best defensive end in the NFL.
Yeah.
I'll say it right now. I'll say it. If it came down to Chris Jones or James Houston, I'm taking James Houston every time. Let me ask you this. Okay, if we want to get granular about it, is Chris Jones 32 times better than James Houston? No, he's not, but he makes 32 times more money. Therefore, James Houston better value. Your thoughts?
Put together a nice puzzle, man, and he's a nice piece. Like it's not that difficult to figure out. It really is. I mean, you have to deal with. There are some people out there, I got to be right guy or whatever the case may be. Neil, I understand exactly what you said. I mean, it's like, listen, guy's not an all-pro. I'm not even saying be out there 3 downs, okay?
He made some nice plays.
Make plays when called upon.
Yeah.
And, it's kind of funny. The Lions have done that for a while now. Neil, what was that stat that you brought up in their last 38 games?
29-9.
Huh. It's almost like they've done that. That when an opportunity presents itself and a guy has to go out there and make a play, it's contagious. And this guy makes a play when called upon, and that guy makes a play when called upon.
This is what I was waiting for, too, Steve Wilds. Neil about to blow his wad over Houston, who does neither well. Ranked last in PFF on edges. Was that a last in PFF on edges performance, Benny?
No, it was not.
I love when people run to PFF, Sean. It's one of my favorite things in the world, dude. It's one of my favorite things in the world. He's last in... Steve, I'll sit down and break the tape with you, man. I'll sit down and break the tape with you. Because I pointed out to Spenny, who was sitting next to me every single time. Like, come on, bro.
Steve's been here before, too.
Yeah, and, as we talked about, unheralded dudes. That's what we're talking about.
Not stars.
Not stars.
Not all pros.
How about people who you guys wanted
Not
off
games.
the team a couple weeks ago? How about that? Is that a good segment for it? So, and that's how you win football games, on the road, in division, in the National Football League, everybody. That is the way that you do it. What segment's up next for us? Oh, yeah, the FTP segment.
That's all we need.
Can I hold that up? Can I listen?
Here, let me do it.
Yeah. Well,
wrong one.
That's the wrong one,
Wrong
Justin.
one, Justin.
Darn it.
I'll do it since it was my crafted segments.
Here it is.
Pretty easy today.
FTP.
Pretty easy prep today, boys.
Yes. No, absolutely. All right. Let's do this then. Let's get to the break. Second best, everybody, in downtown Detroit. It's the new spot. Before every pregame, before every concert, all of it. 2 blocks, 3 blocks from Little Caesars Arena. So, boom, you're right there. 42 Watson Street in downtown Detroit. Tons of Tullamore Dew Irish whiskey and some of the best chicken sandwiches and chicken wings in the game. I know a lot of people say that about places, but no, this is the case there. It is a matter of fact. You've seen us do it on the air. It is unbelievable. Second best is the move, everybody. We do the Woodward Sports pregame show live on home game days. Hope to see you out there. Second best. Come get some.
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles. And with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at lesstanford.com today.
You and I pay our bills. Unlike my opponent, Dave Coulter, I won't take advantage of my job because I work for you. I'm Nick Jonai, and by the way, I do pay my water bills on time, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Nick Jonai for Oakland County.
Can't get enough Lions coverage? Make sure you catch all Woodward sports shows every game day. Wake up with Woodward and Maine, giving you the latest insight into the Lions locker room and press conferences. Then join the Lions pregame show, highlighting key matchups, injuries, and what to watch for during the game. Follow all the ups and downs of the live game action with our Woodward Watch Party live on YouTube and woodwardsports.com. After the game, check out the instant fan and host reactions with the Lions postgame show. Every game, it's wall-to-wall, kneecap-biting, high-fiving, chest-pumping Lions coverage.
Hell yeah!
Only at Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
Woodward Sports, let's go.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
Neil Rule here for New Holland Brewing and the Dutch Long Drink Taller. I enjoyed some last night during the watch party as I watched Spencer and Easy do their thing. New Holland Brewing Company, west side of the state. Michigan-owned business, as a matter of fact. How does it work? They take their New Holland small batch gin, they mix it with a grapefruit puree, and then magic in a can happens. We smash them all the time here around Woodward Sports because it's my favorite drink in the drink game. Michigan State game. I had to go to the store real quick. Slid over, copped the six-pack of the Tallers. I was back in business, everybody. If you're one of the few that haven't tried, I see you guys in the chat, too. They're like, these things are incredible. If you haven't tried it yet, you need to. Just trust me, guys. Trust me on that one. Sean Belizean believes. You need to believe, too.
No BS.
Taller, the Dutch long drink from New Holland Brewing Company. All right. Mike G. When's Neil buying his James Houston jersey? Do they sell them? Q-Ball 93. I'm just proposing these trades so we can afford paying James Houston. Come on, guys. He does make $860,000. $860,000. So there it is.
Can I try to clean it up just a little bit? Because, hey, boy, there's a lot. Nobody's saying he's the answer. Nobody's saying that you shouldn't make a move.
No, I'm saying give him the number 97 jersey now.
Nobody like you know, there are guys that maybe don't get the credit that they deserve in game time situations.
And as evidenced by some of these comments here in the chat.
I would figure, especially with this town, boy, we kind of love guys like that. We kind of like embrace guys like that, right? Isn't this the same town that tried to tell me how great Don Kelly was?
6th-round pick.
Brandon Inge was? Yeah. And, I mean, we could go on and on, right?
Yeah, that I don't understand. I don't know why James...
Badu,
yeah.
I had to have arguments about Akil Badu for years. He's a part. He's not the answer. He's not the solution. You know what? A well-constructed team, when the part is asked to step up and make a play, they do. It's pretty easy, Neil. So I don't know.
You're perplexed, huh?
Yeah.
A lot of Isaiah Thomas fans in the chat, I guess.
Really?
Not Zeke.
Yeah.
New Isaiah Thomas.
New Isaiah Thomas.
What?
Yeah. Jacob Bone, nobody ever slandered Don Kelly. He's a saint in
That
this
is
city.
true as well.
See what I'm saying?
Don Kelly's the GOAT.
Such a strange
Greatest baseball
dynamic.
player of all time.
Yes. But yeah, so again, Victory Monday, hour number 2 of the show, by the way. Neil Rule, Sean Belizean in for D-Mac. Sean will be with me on Fridays and Mondays going forward. All the same traditions stick. Fridays will be the nickel package. There may or may not be Bourbon Fridays, which was a Rye Whiskey Friday, which you support.
If you want to do that again, if you want to do a Rye Whiskey Friday again, you can do that.
Well, we do it's that or the Bourbon.
Okay.
You support both,
Either
right?
one, yeah, I'm in.
Just plan on that going forward.
That sounds good to me.
Because we literally do that every Friday.
All right.
So that'll be fun, and we're doing it. Lions again, they're 7-1, man, and they're playing the best ball of anybody in this league right now. They just are. They're demolishing road teams or division opponents on the road. They got the 2 toughest road division wins out of the way. They're the prohibitive favorite. I've already called the race. It's election season. I'm calling the 2024 North Division champion race in favor of the Detroit Lions. I'm projecting a victory.
I have to say it again. Stick perplexed me before the show. Everything inside my mind tells me that the Lions are going to lose not just another game, but multiple games. But then he asked me who, and I've been struggling with that all day. And, Neil, maybe that's part of our metamorphosis. Maybe we could just sit back and say, it's the National Football League. It has to happen, right? Yeah, I guess. But who?
Let me tell you what Vegas is thinking about this. Vegas has the Lions at -300 according to Caesar Sportsbook to win the NFC North.
Are you muted? Yep.
Shouldn't be. All right, just keep going.
All right. So he said
he was driving at Caesar Sportsbook, the official sportsbook of Woodward Sports. The Lions right now are -300 to win the division, so 30 cents on the dollar.
Yeah, young Justin, if you want to run up here and throw those numbers out there, that's I think that's very, very important. I don't have any problem with that. You can run up here and bring your trusty phone because that's to me and Neil, like you said, look at their schedule the rest of the way. They're going to be a favorite in every game.
Yeah.
Maybe Frisco, maybe. I don't know.
Give me the breakdown, young Justin. What do we got?
So the Lions are -300 according to Caesar Sportsbook to win the division. To win the NFC, they are plus 230, with the 49ers being the next best team at plus 460.
So they are prohibitive favorites.
Prohibitive favorites.
Ooh, I didn't know that one.
The Eagles at plus 525 as the team next after the 49ers. And then to win the Super Bowl.
I know they're second now behind the Chiefs.
They are now
right?
second behind the Chiefs.
Plus 550?
Plus 500.
Plus 500?
Plus 420 for the Chiefs.
That is breaking news here, courtesy of Caesar Sportsbook, the official sportsbook of Woodward Sports. Sean, they are not just the favorite to win the NFC. They are the prohibitive favorite. It's real.
The only place that I think you and I, and I know Spenny in particular, where we go down different paths, is when you bring Kansas City into the equation. I still think, based on the fact they won 2 Super Bowls in a row and they are unbeaten. Now, who do I think's look better? I think the Lions have looked better.
And that's my point.
I have no problem saying that. I think the Lions have looked better. What terrifies me about the Kansas City Chiefs is the ability to just do it any way possible. And some of that help. Because as you brought up earlier, the Chiefs are the type of team that could say, well, we'll take that guy out, and the league might actually listen to him as well. And that terrifies me in a potential matchup. I think the league would love nothing more, and I'm not putting on a conspiracy hat when I say this. I think the league would love nothing more than to have Patrick Mahomes be the first quarterback to win 3 Super Bowls in a row.
Sure.
And that's part of my fear, and I've said it since they won the Super Bowl last year. And you've probably heard me say it a bunch of times.
Yep.
I honestly think we're going to end up talking about the Kansas City Chiefs being the first team to win 3 Super Bowls in a row. And I'm terrified that it happens at our expense, and I pray that I'm wrong. But honestly, for all of those reasons that we just discussed. Now, do I think the Lions look better? I'm going to say it again. Absolutely. Yes. They just got that mojo going on, and they got the league stamp of approval too. Boy, do they have the league stamp of approval. You just see things happen almost every Kansas City game that boggles the imagination, right? They got that mojo going on right now, both on and off the field. So that's the way it goes. I pray I'm wrong.
It is, though. It's wild. When that shook me. I'm glad young Justin came in to give that to all the people, because they are a prohibitive favorite to win the NFC now. This is the expectation.
1,000%.
This and look,
1,000%.
It was 1,000% before, but I think even Spenny was the one that was the kind of the torchbearer for it, like Lions Super Bowl, and I'm like, no man, that is the expectation, but we say it because it's like July, in August, and it's not out there in front of you, but now it's as real as it gets.
Oh yeah,
like that Justin, like that shook me, because I hadn't looked at that. I hadn't looked at the odds for the NFC.
It's almost like going back to what Dan Campbell said when we lost last year, right? And nobody wanted to hear it, but I was very glad that Dan Campbell said it. It's not that easy to get to that point. Are we going to be back again? And I think the answer to that is yes. But I'm with you, man. Anything short of going to the Super Bowl, aren't we all going to be disappointed? Really and truly.
Yes.
And I don't want to bring shit down today because we just, by the way, FTP for you, Spenny, just in case you were getting down in that other
Thank
room.
you.
I don't want to bring anybody down, but okay, let's take the Lions lose in the championship game. God forbid at home.
Failure.
Can you imagine that at Ford Field?
Failure.
It would rip my soul.
It's a failure
I'm
of
not
the
joking.
season.
That's one of those, I'm just going to fall down on the ground and I'm going to go into the fetal position and just lay here.
Talk to me on Wednesday.
Yeah, for a period of time, no less than 72 hours.
I'll take it a step further. Not winning the Super Bowl is a failure of a season. Like, obviously going there it'll be great. It's going to be awesome. But when we win it, that's what if you don't win the Super Bowl, it's a failure of a season for me.
No, and that's in like, you want to talk about conditioned. I felt another example of it right there when you said that. And I was like, well, Spenny, what if you go there and
you have a good time,
and Mahomes spins it, dude, and you lose 38-35, and the Chiefs just got the ball last. You know what I'm saying?
Then your season's a failure.
And it is. I can't have it both ways, Spenny. I can't look into that camera and say Super Bowl's the expectation,
You got it.
and then be like, well, hey, man, it's Patrick Mahomes. He's a witch, dude. No, fuck him.
No,
You're a better team.
The Lions right now are a better team than the Kansas City Chiefs. They are.
It's funny hearing you say that. There was one time Dan Miller and I did like the post-game show on Super Bowl Sunday, and it was the Falcons-Patriots Super Bowl. Tom Brady's a witch. And it was 28-3. You guys all remember it and everything. And I remember vividly sitting there with Dan right before we went on and go, can you imagine like the Lions in this position? Could you imagine the Lions doing that? What Tom Brady did to them? I can't just sit back and go, well, that's Tom Brady. That's the greatest I've ever seen. No. You can't handle that psychologically. So if Patrick Mahomes did something like that to Super Bowl Sunday, as God is my witness, I'm not going to be one of those people and go, well, they took the next step and next year will be even better. We'll take that one. I'm going to be gutted.
Inconsolable.
Honestly, I'm going to be gutted. That's going to be one of the days I'm going to look at my children and go, I love you guys. Dad loves you. Just don't talk to Dad for the next while, okay? I'll let you know when we're in the safe zone and we can do that again. Honestly,
your eyes don't lie, Sean. You are 1,000% being real right now.
You just gut me. I don't want to think about it. And I think along the lines of Spenny, what you're saying is while I'm saying I think it's going to be Kansas City and the Lions and I'm terrified about it, I haven't thought about that. I haven't thought about that moment that Dan Miller and I were talking about many years ago on Fox 2, where it's like, okay, now I have to be the Falcon fan. Now I have to be the guy that forget about the moment. You're going to hear 28-3 for the rest of your days unless you win a Super Bowl.
Right.
You're gonna, and that's why sorry, I'm going on a
no.
0-16.
Take
okay,
it to one.
You stupid assholes that wanted 0-16. That'll show the franchise. No, we were the ones that suffered. We will hear 0-16 until the day we die. And the only thing that is ever going to exercise that is a Super Bowl.
Yes.
Period. End of story.
It's the only thing that matters.
And we're honestly lucky that last year's, they can hear me.
Yeah, they said it's.
They are lucky that we didn't lose in the Super Bowl last year the way we lost in the NFC Championship game. If we would have lost in the Super Bowl like that, we would never have heard the end of it.
Oh, my God.
It would have plummeted.
I've never thought about these things.
I don't even want to talk about this because it doesn't matter. We're winning the Super Bowl.
That is true.
There you have it.
If it would have happened last year, we would have been the laughingstock like the Falcons, and we needed that experience as well. We needed to lose that game. Like, I truly believe we needed to lose that game for us to be in this position, because you could tell that this team is more ready, more balanced, deeper. They have a better mindset. Everything that you want in a Super Bowl team, this team is better than it was last year.
Dan was like the consoling father who isn't telling you things that you want to hear. He's telling you things that you need to hear after that game. I thought it was great, and I know he took a lot of crap for it. I thought it was great that he flat out came out and said, hey, guys, it's not that easy. Because you know what it did? I think it brought everybody back to reality that this is the National Football League, and look at all the guys that were supposed to win multiple Super Bowls that never did. And it also made the boys hungry. It made that room hungry. Oh, yeah, Coach? Well, we're going to show you. We're ready to take that next step. I thought it was awesome. I thought that Dan deserved to be. Sometimes you need the dose of realism. Sometimes you need that dose of realism. I think especially in today's society. And I thought Dan was keeping it real. And now, you know what? This football team's keeping it real. They're the best team in the NFC. And record may not show it, but the best team in the National Football League.
Amen.
Alan W. Neal, you're not scared of Mr. Dangerous in the Super Bowl? Russell Wilson versus Jared Goff? Super Bowl's going to be lit.
Can I ask for that? I've never asked the football gods for anything because I've always known we haven't been in their favor. But now we are in the favor of the football gods. So can I ask for that? Can I ask for a surprise team to come out of the AFC? For the Broncos,
like the Colts.
Yeah, the Colts get hot.
Get the last playoff spot.
Not the Ravens, not the Chiefs. We get to the Super Bowl.
You just want an easy road?
Just give me one. Just give me one. And here comes Mr. Tough Guy. No, I want the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. I'd rather see the Colts, personally.
Just me.
Yeah.
It's just me. I'd rather see Mark White, too.
I'd rather see Mark White, and you should too if you're looking to buy or sell your home, because he will save you up to $5,000 on your closing costs. That's right, $5,000. Visit markwhitesells.com or call him 248-290-8242. markwhitesells.com. That is the man you need to call if you're looking to buy or sell your house. Like I said, it'll save you up to $5,000 your closing costs. Mark White will get you right.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
The countdown to kickoff is here. Your Detroit Lions are ready for another season of grit. Woodward Sports is your #1 destination for all breaking news and Lions coverage. We are Detroit's #1 sports network. We are Woodward Sports. Thank you to the Detroit Lions and Sheila Hamp for the best season in Lions history. Now it's time to let Brad Holmes cook. Woodward Sports.
Neil Rule here for FeldmanAuto.com. That's right. Feldman Chevrolet is the #1 Chevrolet dealer in the state of Michigan. They're also the #1 EV dealer in the nation. But what if you want a Kia, a Ford, another brand of car? FeldmanAuto.com. See, there's 18 Feldman Automotive locations all around the Metro Detroit area. So chances are very, very high, whatever brand of car you want, Feldman gives you the opportunity to purchase one. Just go to FeldmanAuto.com. You can see all the available inventory. Heck, you can even start the buying process online. They got me my keys to my new car in about an hour and a half, just under 2 hours, as a matter of fact. Keys in hand. That's how it was when I bought my car at Feldman Auto, and you can go to FeldmanAuto.com today. All right, keeping it pushing here, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. We are going to get to some of the college stuff. We do have to take a look at what happened around the National Football League. And, you know, as I've told you before, I like to go around the league, but when Sean Belizean's here, it's what did you see in the NFL? I just pay homage to the people that came before me there. So when he's in the building, it's what did you see in the NFL? Sean Belizean, what did you see in the NFL on a Sunday where you got to take in all the 1 o'clock games?
You know what? We were talking about this in the pregame, Neil. Dolphins-Bills never, ever disappoints the last few years. And it's the same thing every year. This is the year. Miami's going to get them. This is the game. This is the one. And it really is Lucy pulling that football from Charlie Brown at the end almost every time. It's fascinating. But, Neil, that has quickly become one of my can't-miss games. It was so funny. I was all in on that. Like, all in on that. Like, I don't care. I like Josh Allen. I do. There's something funny about the guy. I'm a big Josh Allen guy, and I think the fact that literally every talent evaluator said that this guy's going to be a big pile of crap when he gets to the National Football League makes me kind of root for the guy. But honestly, Neil, sometimes there was that spam. I couldn't miss a Steelers-Ravens game for a while. I feel that way about Miami and Buffalo. I dig Miami and Buffalo, even though you know and I know how it's going to end, and Buffalo's going to rip their heart out.
Tua was spinning that thing yesterday.
He was. He's good.
Tua looked good.
He's a good player, man.
I remember the chat crucified me for saying Tua Tagovailoa is going to play again.
Yeah. Oh yeah. They were. It's what he.
You don't know anything about what you're talking about. He'll never see the football field again.
I know how he loves football.
It'll never happen. You don't know what you're not a doctor. He's not going to play again. Oh, okay.
Yeah. He loves football.
Yeah. Weird.
Like, that's his thing.
It's really strange how that works, isn't it?
Yeah. He was going to play. And he was elite. He was elite. It's tough to win, obviously, in Buffalo.
Was he 22 or 25? I think
25 or 28.
Is that what it was?
And Jalen Waddle went down.
Again,
DeMar Hamlin. DeMar Hamlin has like the kiss of death. Like he's walking around like the Grim Reaper because he made it back. So anybody he touches, they just fall apart. He accidentally kicked Jalen Waddle.
It's like the Crossroads video. He touches you in the eyes.
Crossroads video.
I'll see you at the Crossroads,
He's got
bitch. And there's the point, and you're all of a sudden the eyes roll back.
DeMar Hamlin's got the kiss of death, man.
That's great.
Yeah. Hey, Saints, you guys are pretty good. Coach got fired. Lost to the Panthers. Coach got fired.
Potential fill-in for defensive coordinator if Aaron Glenn leaves. Just saying.
Yeah.
That would make a lot of sense. He coached with Dan Campbell for a long time.
And he won't be $80 million over the cap all the time.
You got a couple good defensive coordinator candidates out there if Aaron Glenn
You saw
decides.
the Carr Thomas stuff, too.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, come on, seriously? Jeez. That's, there's always drama in the national. I mean, Carr handled it the best he can handle it. Like, you don't throw a pass like that, though. I mean, come on. You are legitimately going to get your guy killed.
That was a hospital ball, for sure.
Yeah, it was a hospital ball. But he handled the smoke very appropriately and was classy. And was like, dude, he's got my number. He's got an issue. Pick up the phone and call me. Right?
Yeah.
Michael Thomas is a known lunatic as well, though. So.
That is true. How about this? How about the Eagles nearly cough up a 22-0 lead in a game where Trevor Lawrence goes for 169 yards and 2 picks?
How about Saquon Barkley with one of the most insane plays I've ever seen in my entire life? That guy is a
Can
freaking
I make a
monster.
confession to you guys, though? And seriously, and if you want to laugh at me, you go right ahead. Am I wrong to still have fear of the Philadelphia Eagles because of the reasons that we just gave?
No, they've got one of the most talented rosters in the NFL.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Because of the reasons that they can simultaneously almost blow a game to a shit show that is the Jacksonville Jaguars and yet run away from you and do things that make you cower. I'm terrified. It's almost like that. Neil,
They're bipolar. Bipolar.
Right. Back in the day, you're gonna get in the fight. More often than not, I look at a guy, I'm like, I can take this guy. But if that crazy gene's there, I want nothing to do. You win, man. I'll see you later. Yeah, Justin, I got about 50 pounds on Justin. Justin has that look in his eye, right? He's got the dead eyes. You win, bro. I'll bring your milk money tomorrow, right? I don't want anything.
You don't want what you have to offer.
And that's what Philly's kind of like, that guy with that crazy look in his eye, right?
Nobody knows what they're gonna do.
Right? I don't know. And Sirianni ain't right in the head. I don't want any of that. I don't.
The Philadelphia Eagles still, under Nick Sirianni, have not been under 500 since 2021 at any point in the season.
Amazing.
At any point in the season.
And I know I'm tougher than him. I know. I'll whoop your ass, okay? But there's something in your eye, man. There's something in your eye. Justin, take care, man. Best of luck to the Broncos this weekend. And I'm going the other way.
Unless you're a Michigan fan this weekend. Which one are you?
Go Broncos, go blue.
Okay. Chris Parmalee in the chat. Are you any relation to Bernie Parmalee? With that being said,
that's a great poll.
Shout out from Idaho. Lifelong Lions fan. I'm just curious who here thinks that the Ravens have a high probability in beating the Chiefs in the playoffs. Chris, I'm actually going out to Idaho tomorrow, as a matter of fact. Golden Grizzlies, Boise State.
That a boy.
So yeah, we'll be out there in your neck of the woods. The vibes say yes. The vibes say yes. But until I see it, I can't believe it.
The Ravens look really good.
That's it.
And I'll tell you,
but even they're 6-3.
They're 6-3, yeah. But they got Derrick Henry.
I get that. But they're 6-3 with Derrick Henry.
And their secondary is awful. Their secondary is terrible.
It's so inverse of what we're conditioned to think with the Ravens.
Right.
It is. Steve DeYoung, Neil, any decent players to get from the Saints since they are done for the season? I don't know. I'd have to sit there and take a look at it.
Hargraves, right?
Chase Young is there, Cameron Jordan, but they're both kind of washed.
Yeah, so I'd have to see it.
I wouldn't mind Chase Young for a 6th-round pick.
No, nor would I.
Yeah, expiring deal as well.
Thank you anyway.
Expiring deal, yeah, no doubt.
17 mil on the expiring deal.
Spenny, what'd you see, man? What'd you see in the NFL?
I saw the Detroit Lions are the best team in the NFL. I saw this guy having a great time at Hate Social. The Saquon stuff was wild. The Vikings are frauds. Again, I said the Vikings weren't going to make the playoffs. Looking like they won't, honestly, but they're gonna have to collapse really hard. It was a good day. It was a good day. Cowboys are
I was looking for more from them.
Cowboys are terrible. The NFC, honestly,
is bad.
I said it a couple. We talked about it a couple weeks ago.
Bad.
It's bad.
They're the Big
It
Ten
is.
of the NFL.
It's bad. We
Like
talked
the-
about that over the weekend too,
yeah.
didn't we?
Yeah.
Big Ten better get on their hands and knees and thank the good Lord that Oregon joined. I'll leave it at that.
Oregon,
That is
Indiana,
so
Big Ten
true.
championship game.
I'm in lockstep with that.
Yeah.
Indiana goes into OSU and wins.
For sure.
That's aggressive.
I
it's
agree.
not aggressive. It's not aggressive.
Coffee?
Do I get like multiple coffees because they're gonna be plus money?
No. All
All right, fine.
You
I don't
can't
care.
sit there and get
Yeah.
chesty.
There's
and
that
say,
crazy
I will
look
be
again.
tested. I'll take it.
I'd back out if I were you.
I don't drink coffee though, so.
Well, we can get you something else.
They're-
All right.
they have
But
good
yeah,
tea.
I'll take that because I genuinely think with the offensive line issues that Ohio State has.
Because if you genuinely
Indiana-
think it, you're not going to sit here and ask for odds. You're going to say, no, let's do that.
Let's do it then.
I
Okay,
get
we're
what
in.
Indiana's saying. I get what people are saying about Indiana. Totally, I do. Okay, but like I've seen them multiple times now. They're good.
They're so good.
That's a good team. I have no problem saying that. Like they're good. I don't think they're beat Ohio State good,
On the road.
but that's going into the shoe. Have you ever been down there?
Nah, I have been, but it wasn't for an Ohio State game.
There's no other place in the conference like that. It's not
No.
even close. I don't want to hear the argument. Don't be a slapdick. Don't talk up your play. There's no other. I would say Penn State maybe is within shouting
it's
distance.
an insane asylum.
It is. It full of insane people.
Yes.
As insane asylums are apt to be.
Yes, they
No,
typically are.
it is. It's. There's no place like it. There's
Signetti
nothing.
will coach circles around Ryan Day.
Coach Sig, big fan.
I
Hard
do
to
Cut
argue
the
with what
check,
he's done.
Michigan. Cut the check. Blanket.
I do want to talk some college football when we come
Honestly,
back, though.
that
Just
wouldn't
like
be a bad
just
move.
like a
I
spin
should
around
do
the
it last year.
weekend. Real quick to Jim Harbaugh with J.K. Dobbins. Match made in heaven,
Yes, sir.
as you knew it would be.
Did you see America's quarterback yesterday, by the way? My man. Famous Jameis. I love him. I need more Jameis Winston in my
Sean,
life.
It was.
I just want one of those campaign things, the American flag flying behind Jameis. I love him. I cannot get enough
It was
of that
so
guy.
on brand, his performance yesterday.
Sean.
Love him.
26 for 46, 235, a touchdown, and 3 interceptions.
Yep.
It was everything. You're getting one or the other.
I love him.
You're getting volatility.
I
Yeah.
love him.
You're either getting prime Dan Marino or you're getting Nate Peterman. Like there's no.
That's it. I wish you could trade options on Jameis Winston.
Yeah.
You're gonna win either way.
Yeah.
Please, I'm begging you, let him stay in the rest of the. I will watch every Browns game. I will. He is America's quarterback. I don't care what anybody says. I love the guy. Love
the
him.
Jameis Winston experience should be a ride at Disney. It should be a ride at Disney. There's like a hologram of Jameis right at the door right there. He'd be like, I like that white boy from Detroit. You only get one opportunity.
The
Like
one
that-
when he interviews the fish, have you seen that? Where he does the side, he's fishing, and they pull it on the deck, and he's got the mic. He's like, "How you feel about that fish?"
all of it.
So
there's
good.
nothing better like when they're interviewing and he starts the rocking and stuff and he goes,
Yeah.
"This is the day the Lord had made."
Yeah.
I'm with you, J-Mo. I'm
Yeah.
with you.
Would people ride the Jameis Winston experience if it were at Disney?
I would.
I would.
I think you have to, right?
Without question. I'd get fast pass.
Yeah.
I would, and I'd cut in front of all your asses
Whatever the cost.
over and over.
You go back to the money tree.
Didn't this guy just go past me, and I'm going to do it again too?
Starts with the crab legs.
Yeah. You have to run to the gate.
Yeah.
With the crab
With
legs.
the crab legs.
Yep. And whoever gets there first
I
gets
love
on the
him.
ride
I
first.
love him.
You
Except
get the
for Sean
Heisman
Belichian.
Trophy seat if you're there first.
Except Sean Belichian, who would go to the money tree.
I can
and
tell
pay
you, I
whatever
voted for
price.
him too. I legitimately did. I did. Vote.
I mean, he was lights out.
I voted for Jameis.
Yeah.
Yes, that was the big argument, if you remember.
Yeah.
That was a huge. There were guys that made their decision. True story, Neil. I know you love this stuff. There were guys that made their decision before no charges were filed. And I was like, don't you feel good about that now? Like,
Yeah.
like literally, you put in your vote already, and now there are no charges on the guy. Clearly the best player in college football.
Yep.
That's
I
what you
love
have to
this.
deal
Thomas Perry. Is this a Detroit sports show? I think I clicked the wrong link. Are you familiar with the National Football League? Thomas.
with. Thomas, what time, just so we know, what time are you watching every Monday so we can talk about exactly what you want to talk about at that moment? Can you get that? Spenny?
Yeah, I'll write that
have
down.
Exactly
Yeah.
what Thomas wants to hear. We have 2 hours of content, and as Neil said, this is National Football League. What did you see in the NFL? But our mistake. Next time, you let us know exactly what time you're watching. We'll talk about what you want to talk about.
What about KDK Law?
KDK Law, everybody. If you're going through child custody, divorce, family law, pretty crappy situations to be in, no doubt about it. You're probably losing sleep, but guess what? KDK Law is available 24/7. Kevin and Catherine at KDK Law right here in Birmingham have over 10 years of experience in the game. Scan the QR code on the screen, mention Woodward Sports, and KDK Law will pay your filing fee. But guys, this isn't about getting a filing fee paid for. This is about getting the result that you have to have in your life. Divorce, family law, criminal law as well. KDK Law right here in Birmingham. They will have your back.
Sabbath Coffee Roasters. Sabbath Coffee Roasters is the best coffee you can get. Locally roasted, delicious coffee delivered right to your door. Just subscribe to them at SabbathCoffeeRoasters.com. Use code word Woodward to get 25% off your first subscription order. Sabbath Coffee Roasters. Wake up, enjoy game day right, and start your day off with Sabbath Coffee Roasters.
Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer, is kicking off the game with the best prices on all cars, trucks, and SUVs, like this 2024 Silverado for just $296 a month, or this 2025 Equinox for as low as $371 a month. Our locations in Novi, Highland, New Hudson, Livonia, and Lansing means we have the perfect Chevy right in your backyard. Get the home team advantage every day at Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on Shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today. The countdown to kickoff is here. Your Detroit Lions are ready for another season of grit. Woodward Sports is your #1 destination for all breaking news and Lions coverage. We are Detroit's #1 sports network. We are Woodward Sports. Enough Detroit sports. Make sure you listen to Ermanni and Edwards with Maz next, 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. on the Woodward Sports Network.
For over 50 years, you expand and offer more products to more people. That's exactly what Les Stanford did by adding Les Stanford Buick GMC. The same great service the customers have come to know and trust on Woodward Avenue, just south of 9 Mile. Go to Les Stanford in Dearborn today and find the brand you want at lesstanford.com.
All right, keeping it pushing here. Victory Monday. Lions get the win over the Packers. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Neil Rule, Sean Belizian in for DMAC every Friday and Monday. Spencer Raxter's here. Young Justin is here in for KG. Get your thoughts in there. Subscribe to the Woodward Sports YouTube channel. Click that like button as well. But we've been talking, obviously, Lions the entire segment. Thomas let us know that it was unacceptable to talk about the rest of the NFL for a segment. So
sorry, Thomas.
We'll be better. We'll be better going forward.
Damn.
As far as that goes. Did want to touch on the college end of things. And I got to ask Spenny, what the hell happened in East Lansing?
Oh, man.
Last I checked, it was 10-0.
Yeah.
I checked it during halftime, I think, of the Detroit City game, and I was like, what happened?
Yeah, it was bad, disgusting, terrible performance. Chuck Brantley went out, so your defense went to shit. Aiden Childs got hurt, but was also just making stupid passes all over the place, turned the ball over a couple times. Not going to lie, I turned the game off after Indiana blocked a punt into our end zone and recovered it for a touchdown. So I was like, okay, it's over.
I was there. But
oh my God! My buddy was there too. Why?
It was awful. And I'm not leave the game early guy, and I was leave the game early guy. I really was. The thing, Neil, like it happened so fast because it was both sides of the ball. Like the beginning of the game, they built a legitimate 10-0 lead, and including a phenomenal touchdown reception, and then everything fell apart. And I'm telling you, I'm going to keep saying this, and I know the cult isn't real happy with me. Spenny, wasn't it amazing how it seemed the air kind of came out after the real dumb interception?
Yep.
It just seemed like the whole era just went like this. And I'm going to say it again. I've been saying this for weeks, and people aren't yelling at me as much anymore, fellow Spartan fans.
Yeah.
Listen.
Can't turn the ball over
good.
like that, man.
He's 19. He shows flashes. He isn't good right now.
No.
And if you aren't worried about it, you're not paying attention. I quit telling me about what he's eventually going to be. Like, let's talk about what he is right now. And what he is right now is a turnover machine who makes a lot of dumb decisions and doesn't have a real good feel out there as well. And again, let me beat you to the punch. I'm not saying it's never going to happen. I'm not saying that he can't be that guy. But to completely absolve a kid, whether he's 19 or not, is inconsequential when you're being paid $833,000. To completely absolve a kid, I just totally disagree with it. And if you're not at least a little bit concerned about what he might be, I don't think you're paying attention. It's a little frightening, but they still have a chance to go 6-6. I don't think it's the guarantee, Spenny. Yeah. I don't.
Rutgers, they'll beat Purdue for sure.
They'll beat Purdue.
Yeah,
absolutely.
But Rutgers
is on a free fall.
It's not a guarantee, man. It's not a guarantee.
So is Michigan State.
That's true.
Woodward Sports chat, jump into there. Lots of people getting thoughts out there. Octopus, Childs doesn't have the ability to learn. How is a kid taking classes? Spenny, where's your wellness check on him right now? For real?
It's not good.
Okay.
It's not good. He's got a lot of things that he needs to fix going into next year. His decision making needs to be better. His pocket awareness is absolute dog shit. Like, he needs to be better.
I watched Charlie Ward go from a guy that everybody was talking about, and I couldn't believe it because he was awful, to winning a Heisman Trophy. And I think for anybody to assume that just happens, you're out of your mind. More often than not, it doesn't. There's more reason to be concerned about that young man right now than there is to be optimistic.
For sure.
That's fair. The other side, Michigan loses to Oregon. Michigan bettors have their hearts ripped out with about 25 seconds left in the game when Oregon very blatantly was looking to go into the end zone one more time.
Yep, ruined
so
my
I'll
perfect week.
ask you, young Justin, you're the Michigan conduit here. Sometimes Western Michigan, but sometimes Western. But anyway, here's the deal.
Say it one more time, though.
The exact same questions that I asked Spencer. Can we ask them about Sharon Moore?
Yes.
Can we ask him? Because I've literally seen the same thing.
That was a terribly coached game.
Except out of a coach instead of a quarterback. Can I ask a question?
The fact that we ran a Philly special on 4th down is absolutely absurd. The fact that you aren't giving the ball to Colston Loveland, who was absolutely torched Oregon all game. They had proved that they had no one on their defense that could guard him. The fact that he didn't get one look in the last 2 plays is criminal. The other side of that, the fact that Donovan Edwards was the better running back that day, and they didn't give him the ball. They gave it to Mullings on 3rd down. Those were both completely miscues. It would have put you within 1 score if you got that 1st down and you scored a touchdown there. You were in that game still. It is absolute malfeasance. And there's the one thing I guess that I'm going to land the plane on Sharon Moore here is, Sharon Moore, we don't need you to be Jim Harbaugh. Jim Harbaugh is known to running the ball 40 times, being a quarterback. These are what he is known for and what he has made.
But he loves Jim Harbaugh. He said it on the microphone
that's
crying.
Fine.
I love
Jim
Harbaugh.
But what he needs to do is he needs to modernize this Michigan offense. We should not be running the ball 40.
We're back to this now.
That's not who he is. That's who Jim Harbaugh is. Sharon Moore is a more creative play caller. He is a different dude. Like, he needs to just break away from the mold of Jim Harbaugh and take his recruits. He's recruiting well. He's bringing in more talent, more skill position players than Jim Harbaugh was bringing. He's doing a great job with that. But there comes a point where he's not coaching the right style on the field, especially with how this line is playing. Why the hell are we trying to power run against one of the best D lines in the country? Like, it just doesn't make any sense.
I wouldn't even ask so much about that. You have defensive substitution mishaps.
That's where I want to go with that, because more times, Neil, than I could shake a stick at, I openly said, like I was talking Saturday night, I said, look, I was at the Michigan State debacle. Let me know about your game. And Justin, seriously, I'm not trying to be swarmy when I say this. I heard some variation of what you said in the middle of your diatribe of it could have kept them in the game, right? And I hear all this problem about what's wrong with the offense and what's wrong with the play calling. And What were they really in the game where you were like, okay, we got that score to get within one, and now we have to stop Oregon?
No, because you can't stop Oregon because
That's- okay.
Marknell needs to be shot out of a cannon. Like, he is ass. He is so bad, and the fact that he was even in
I heard he was elite.
I didn't say that, and anyone that said that doesn't know ball, because you knew what he did in the NFL, and if you can't do it in the NFL, why the hell can you do it in college? Oh my God. He actually makes me want to lose my mind on a daily basis. That defense has too much talent to be this bad. Never in my life would I think that Michigan has 5 first-round picks on their defense, and they are letting up 30 points a game on the regular. Like, on the regular. And I got killed like before the Michigan State game saying that this D-line isn't even alive, because they're not. They get worked on a daily basis. And it's just there's no room for this.
You're a very realistic young man, because I'm serious. And Neil, you'll know when I'm being swarmy, okay? I hear all the things about what Michigan's offense isn't doing, and I hear some of the coaching decisions, and then they all fall back to, well, we could have been in the game. Based on what? Not based on the way your defense has been playing, right? I mean, I've watched this defense get torched a few times this year, right? And that's my point. I get it. You're completely warranted. I'm not saying you're not warranted in talking about more. I'm not saying you're not warranted about talking to your quarterbacks. Many of you got mad at me early in the year when I said it is a crime. There should be charges against the Michigan football staff for entering a season with these guys on your roster. I mean, honestly, this is where I say with respect, you're Michigan. You could have gone out and got anybody. And that is what you want to go into a season with? Like, you should prosecute them for that.
You are telling me...
But it's almost like people are letting the defense off the hook a little bit to me, Neil.
It's
weird.
There are
weird.
Aiden Childs vibes to the Michigan defense.
No,
with
there
the
100% is. Michigan's fans do not understand that this defense is not good.
Because
this
all I've been
defense,
told is
honestly,
3 first-round picks.
might not even be top 40 or 50 in the country. Like, I know that's hard to think about, but like when you genuinely think about it, I would take probably half the SEC defenses before I take Michigan's. I would take multiple Big Ten defenses. They're not even remotely up to par, and that's what we'll leave it at, because they need to figure it out, and they would be in a better situation, I truly believe it, if they would have hired Cignetti than Sherrone Moore.
Unlike Michigan and Michigan State, something fun you can watch is the Detroit Lions watch party from Hayes Social and the postgame show live from Hayes Social, presented by Woodward Sports, brought to you by New Holland Brewing Company, Sabbath Coffee Roasters, 1800 Tequila, and Soroki's Crispy Chicken and Pizza. The live watch party, a lot of fun. EZU's bringing a little too much boom for my liking, but it's all right. We got the win, and that's what it's all about. Make sure you come tap in with us next week, same time, same place. Hayes Social. Detroit Lions coverage here on Woodward Sports. And never mind, don't got to tell you about Soroki's. We're going to break.
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles, and with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at lesstanford.com today.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in a clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app, online or in club, and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
You and I pay our bills. Unlike my opponent, Dave Coulter, I won't take advantage of my job because I work for you. I'm Nick Jonai, and by the way, I do pay my water bills on time, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Nick Jonai for Oakland County.
Soroki's Crispy Chicken and Pizza now has signature wings for a limited time only. Get them while you can. They're delicious. My favorite is the spicy garlic, but you can try them all and choose your favorite for yourself. Limited time offer, like I said, make sure you get them just in time for football season. To find a Soroki's near you, go to Sorokis.com.
All right, coming down the stretch, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neil Rule, Sean Belesian in for D-Mac, Young Justin. We have Spencer Raxter in the building. And, just kind of wrapping up the football Monday and all of that, the victory Monday. Let's do this, Sean, since you're here. We will reconvene, you and I, on Friday. Let's just jump into it, man. Lions-Texans. Lions by 40, right? 47-7?
Yeah, something like that. I can see that. Yeah. 40. Yeah, 50-10, something like that. Yeah, why not?
I know that they're winning, right? Like I know the Texans are winning. But I do kind of feel similar about the Texans that I do with the Chiefs. I know they're winning. Respect. But with the Texans, C.J. Stroud doesn't look like C.J. Stroud of last year. Is that fair?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. And obviously, I hope everybody senses the sarcasm in there. It's still the National Football League. It's not easy to go on the road. One thing that we are all going to have to get used to now is guess what? The Lions are the team with the target on them. They really are. You don't think for a second the Houston Texans are sitting there right now going, Lions are coming to town.
Oh, my God. Something just popped in my head, Sean.
Like, really?
Texans fans are going to go to this game, and they're going to be extra because it's a Lion.
Right.
Like, for real.
That's what I'm talking about.
That is wild.
Prime time against the Detroit Lions, they're going to be fired up about that, man. I mean, that's real. So I think that's something that we all have to – we're going to get everybody's best shot now, right?
It's Sunday Night Football?
Right.
Yeah.
They want to put that up on the wall. They want to put the Lions' head up on the wall, man. So it's not going to be easy. We're a better team than them. Go out and beat them.
Yeah, because it's just like I reconstruct it, right? They're 6-3, which on paper, when you're 6-3 in the NFL, you're 6-3, man. Like you don't need to apologize for it. They're still going to keep it. But you start reverse engineering it. You got 2 wins over the Colts. You got a win over Jacksonville. You got a win over the Patriots. You got a win against the Bears. You see what I'm saying here, man?
Wow, that's elite right there.
Well, but that's my point. And then, like, Stroud hasn't been Stroud of last year. His worst game as a pro came at Minnesota. He wasn't all that great. He wasn't all that great against the Jets.
Didn't we all watch that too? I
all
think
did.
That was fresh. That was in the what are the Vikings about mode? And I was like, ugh. That was ugly. What's wrong with the Texans, right?
Yeah, I don't know, man. Like I don't see it. Kevin Bell, I am going to the Houston Texans game that night. Oh, that's awesome, as a matter of fact.
I heard that place is great. I haven't been down there.
I was down there for the Natty. It's a beautiful stadium.
Yeah. I went down there for the Final Four in 2015 in a previous radio life. I had to be there for work. Houston, like the town Houston, everything's too spread out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like a $30 Uber ride to go from your hotel to the stadium, or if you have to go to the convention center over by the baseball stadium.
And there's nothing by the stadium either. Like, there's literally nothing.
It's like the old
no
Silverdome.
bars,
There's literally nothing out there. Like, there's no spots or anything like that. It low-key kind of sucks. Houston's a very overrated place. Like, you ever notice when there's new sports leagues, they always, they trip over themselves to put a team in Houston, and nobody ever goes.
Yeah.
It's really, really wild to me. But anyway, I digress. The moral of the story is, I just don't. This isn't last year's Texans to me.
No, and I think you know what. Conversely, that's something that we had to caution ourselves over. We didn't want to be last year's Lions, and you know what? We're not. We're better. Right? I mean, and I think that, again, I go back to what Dan Campbell said. It's not that easy, guys. You have to keep working. You have to keep chopping. All those things that people sometimes take as cliche, but here we are. And they did have to work. And it's a better version of Listen, I'm going to say it again, going back to what we talked about at the beginning of the show. Do I think the Lions could possibly win the rest of their games? Yeah, I really, honestly, I do. But I've also been around long enough. It's the National Football League, man. And now what we have to get used to as a fan base is we are legitimately going to get most teams' best shot. Like, legitimately. That's
even
real
from their
now.
fans.
Yes. We have to accept that now. That's part and parcel. I mean, how many times have we said as Lions fans, well, you have to measure yourself against the best. Well, that's what everybody's doing against us now. And by the way, I don't know. We're the best in the NFC. Were you guys aware of that? That's not Neil, trademark Neil.
Vegas
that is
thinks
not
so.
an opinion. That is a fact.
Woodward Sports chat thread, EFOG3. Didn't Houston lose their top 2 receivers? So what?
Nico Collins will be back for this game.
He's questionable right now.
Cool. And people have alluded to it. And I was going to drive at this, but again, you guys like to do the work for me sometimes. They got big-time offensive line issues.
Yeah, they do.
Big time.
Yeah,
Larry Tunsil back on the gas mask.
Whatever it takes at this point, right?
He got his bag.
Jets had their way with their offensive line.
What a wonderful time that was.
Oh, so awesome.
What a magical era that was.
Remember when they popped that picture up on ESPN on the drive?
Just can't
Always
even.
keep it tucked.
That's crazy.
Elite.
That cost that man $30 million.
He got it back. For sure.
He got it back. Well, he could have got that plus $30 million.
On top of, yeah.
I was doing the draft show that day from the Lions facility, and when that went up, I kid you not, I'm not going to say who, but some people that you wouldn't expect it from, some very buttoned up people within the Lions franchise literally did the. I mean, it was funny to see them do that. Like, what is that really happening? It was, what a magical time that was.
Steve DeYoung, regardless of who we get at the trade deadline, will they be able to play come Sunday night? Yes, they will. They can jump right in there. Sean Hart, you got to play good defense, obviously, but we score a ton of points in this game and don't think too many teams can actually run with us. Nothing changes. Like, it is actually going to get tough for Sean Belizean and myself on the New Holland Brewing Company Lions pregame show. Like, you're going to look to us for, like, new innovative ideas and matchup-driven basis. I got nothing else for you guys, man. Like, what new is there to report, Sean?
I told you, I felt like I cheated yesterday when we looked at matchups. And contain. You know what the Lions did? They contained, and they won going away, no matter what the final numbers look like. No, really. I mean, that's where we're at right now. This is a new world for us, too. I mean, we keep saying embrace it, accept it, and all that stuff. But, yeah, it really is. Guess what? The hunter is now the hunted. I mean, it's real. And we know if idiots like us know what we do well, what do you think the opposition knows when they're sitting in the film rooms and things like that? And I mean, that's what's fun about this. We're going to get the A effort every single week from this point on. So again, logic dictates that you're probably going to mix in a couple more losses or something like that. The key is now not to fall apart. You know, now that impetus is on us not to fall apart. Because I've watched the Chiefs the last couple of years go, oh no, what are we going to do? Patrick Mahomes doesn't look like Patrick Mahomes. That's a joke to them, right? And so that's something I think we're trying to graduate to that level.
Let's take the last break, come back, and wrap this thing up. Planet Fitness. You can take your fitness game to the next level at Planet Fitness. Some of you are paying for your gym membership $80, $90, or $100 a month. Why? Why do you pay more money to lift the exact same weights? You know the weights weigh the same at Planet Fitness. Clean facilities, the black card option just $24.99 a month. How could you not, everybody? It's an elite gym. I've been a member there over 3 years. I love it at Planet Fitness. It is a great environment, tons of cardio equipment, tons of weights, however you want to do it. Stretch zones, 30-minute circuits, anything you could think of, you can do at Planet Fitness. Go to planetfitness.com, join there, or just pull in the parking lot. There's over 50 of them in Metro Detroit. You're going to pass a couple on the way home. It is Planet Fitness. Don't pay more money to lift the same weights at Planet Fitness.
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles, and with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at lesstanford.com today.
A ton of fun, a ton of sports, and a ton of man meat. Welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights, live daily 5 to 7 p.m. on Woodward Sports. Make sure you listen to Ermanni and Edwards with Maz next, 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. on the Woodward Sports Network.
What's up, everybody? You know Dr. Jeff Pierce is our injury insider, and he joins us on Big D Energy every Tuesday. Every Thursday on Ermanni and Edwards from the Michigan Sports and Spine Center. And yes, we talk the breaking sports injury news in professional sports, but he also gives you tips on being a weekend warrior, because that's what we all are. He got Spenny on the right track. He got myself on the right track. And oh, by the way, Darren McCarty trusted his hockey career with Dr. Pierce. He's been around in the game a long time, everybody. He knows what the deal is. Scan the QR code on your screen right now for more information. And we'll talk to him tomorrow, as a matter of fact. Dr. Jeff Pierce, Michigan Sports and Spine Center. All right, final segment of the show. And we didn't ask permission from certain people in the chat, but Sean asked if we could do this, and I granted him that permission.
Thank you. Boy, thank you.
Sean, you had a great point about college football, and something that I think that we are not prepared for because of conditioned, again, we are not prepared for, but is a very real reality.
Indiana, much to young Justin was saying, Indiana is a win away from going to the college football playoff. Look at the rest of their schedule. If they beat Ohio State, if they do what you think they're going to do and beat Ohio State, they're not going to lose any remainder of their regular season games. They're going to be unbeaten going into a match against Oregon. And if they lose to Oregon, they're still going to be a college football playoff team. They are.
Yes.
Yeah.
They are. Period. End of story. So in my mind, it's beat Ohio State, and Indiana's going to be in the college football playoff. They might be anyway. Let's be honest. They might be anyway. SMU. Hear me out. SMU has one loss. They lost to unbeaten BYU. SMU's remaining schedule is hosting Boston College, at Woeful, Virginia, and hosting Cal. If they go to the de facto ACC championship game and knock off Miami, they're the ACC champion.
They could lose to Miami and still go.
They could lose to, but you understand what I'm saying?
Yep.
I mean, this is the crazy world that we live in right now in college football. Now, again, I can understand what people, well, Indiana will find a way to lose one game. You were conditioned to think that way. Yep. I can't blame you.
They want 4 Big Ten teams.
SMU is going to lose one of those games. You're conditioned to. I'm just telling you, right, in my mind, you look at their teams, did BC beat SMU? I mean, that's where we're at right now with the college football playoff.
Penn State's in.
It is.
Penn State is in.
I would be drop dead stunned if they weren't. I'm with you.
No, they're in. They are in right now.
Think
Penn
about
State
that.
is in.
Think about that.
No wins.
You in all likelihood are getting 4 Big Ten teams: Ohio State, Oregon, Penn State, and Indiana.
Mm-hmm.
Because you have to keep it consistent. If you're gonna put Penn State in with their only loss being to Ohio State and no quality wins, you have to do the same thing for Indiana if they end up losing going into the shoe.
Well, yeah, and you like it because you're getting 4 Big Ten teams in.
Yeah.
The Big Ten's cool
and
with
that's
it.
what
You
they
get 4
want
shares.
Because the way that the money plays into it, they make more money if the Big Ten and the SEC have more teams. We read about it in August.
Now, and here's the problem. If the SMU scenario plays in, what do you do about Miami? Because now all of a sudden you got Miami, you got SMU. God forbid, is Clemson still alive? I don't think so. We haven't even got to the SEC yet. And oh, by the way, I mentioned BYU. What about Deion Sanders in Colorado? What about BYU? What about those teams out there?
If Colorado wins out, they're going too.
By the way, did we mention the at-large? Did we mention the at-large? Did we mention the Notre Dame? Did we mention the Liberty
Army.
Flames, although they played themselves out? So
Army,
to me,
yeah.
it's
Army's a lot.
Army. So to me, it's like, okay, well, if we have 4 here and we have 4 there, and we're running out of numbers, man.
Yeah.
We really are. I mean, it's going to be crazy when you think about it.
I got a question in the chat for you guys. This is from
Brian?
Yeah, Brian Licari. He said, the pessimistic fan in me asks, are we peaking too
early?
I think, yeah. Make me feel better, Neil and Sean. Are the Lions peaking too early?
No, this is the standard.
They haven't even begun to peak.
Every week, nothing changes. Make it habitual. Make it habitual.
Linear growth.
And I'm gonna start singing Carpenters with Stick in just a minute. I heard that.
We've only just begun. Remember when we broke out in Phil Collins here in the studio? That's one of my greatest core memories about Woodward sports.
I love Phil.
What's up,
He didn't have to go so hard on the Tarzan soundtrack, but he did that for all of us. He did it for all of us, for you, the listener. Neil,
can you show me?
I don't like coming on your show and arguing with you, but you started the show talking about me.
Yeah.
And we got to address this. I am allowed to get my panties in a bunch on 4th down. I am allowed to get nervous. I am allowed to have sweaty palms. I am allowed to be excited. It's not soft. I love it. I enjoy it. I love that I hate it, and I love that it works. But I still hate it. I don't think it's soft.
It's soft.
How's it soft, Neil?
Sean, is he being a bitch?
Am I being a bitch, Sean?
Yeah, you're talking to an old bitch. I am. I am. I'm an old bitch. I openly admit it.
Like when they're going for it on 4th and 2, 4th and goal from the 2.5-yard line, you're telling me your heart's not pumping a little faster than normal?
100%.
Right. But Neil's calling me a bitch because I'm like, oh, God. Oh, no. Oh, boy.
But at the same time, you use the word, and I love it, preconditioned. That precondition, the only way...
So you're still fighting it?
100%.
Okay.
The only way I'm exercised is when it happens. Then I'm free. Then my spirit can enter the ethos and I'm out. Like, it's it. You'll never hear from my ass again.
This is how football works.
Mm-hmm.
But I love this part of football. Like, don't take that from me, Neil. The thing I love about football is it gets my heart pumping more than anything else in life. Like, I don't have this feeling, like, I don't get excited for much else. But when Dan Campbell's making that decision, it's like I got all the chips in on a blackjack table. And that's what I'm feeling. And maybe I'm playing the correct way, but I'm still scared as hell that the dealer's holding that 21.
Then you need a bigger bank.
I do. That's not the debate here. Like
bank.
There we agree.
Yeah.
But no, like, just because I'm nervous and scared doesn't mean that I don't love it.
There's something funny about the word scared.
Yeah, but I'm scared.
I'm scared.
I'm terrified of this. Don't do it, Dan. Don't do it. Look away. Oh, we made it. Oh, it's touchdown, St. Brown. Oh, my God. We survived again. That's what I feel like. Oh, we just survived.
Kevin Bell, my girlfriend was freaking out. I was not even phased.
Well, I'm your girlfriend. I'm sorry.
No,
sounds about right.
I wasn't yesterday. But that doesn't mean that I'm free from it. I'm not free from it. I'm not. Yesterday I wasn't. Honestly, I sat back and we're better than the Packers. This is not a good matchup for them, and we proved it.
It fuels me. I love it. I look forward to it. I look forward to tomorrow. So for Sean Belichian, for young Justin, Spencer Raxter, even Skirt Stick, I'm Neil Rule. Thanks for tapping in.
Don't go for it, Dan. Don't do it.
Well, see you later.